Okay, so if we don't do another video after that one ever, it's going to be horribly depressing. Um, we're better. I don't know. We took a couple of days with the team at the shop, and I meant to kind of, where can I set you guys in here? I meant to kind of show that, but I worked like 11 hours today. And at no point was I like, now is a good time to pick up my phone and talk to it. So now it's like a little after midnight. And if I don't make some sort of transitional vlog, then the vlog will make no sense. And there will be no coherency in that. That would be terrible. So anyway, this is my office, which I guess would be a lot more. It's weird for me to like have to announce that, I suppose. But you guys never would have seen this office because my old office was the filming studio that was the black pegboard with the bar top table in front of it. Can I put you guys here? Is that gonna work? Hard to say. Maybe. We'll come up with a more professional setup or something as we go along, but so anyway, that was the primary filming studio. Actually, was my office, and the half that like you guys never would have seen is like that was the shot back, like the pegboard, the blasters, and then my patch wall, which I really loved. And then obviously we had the bar top with the black curtain on top of it, and that just made like a really clean background. And also I find that like neon and Nerf pops on black really nicely, so that was great. But that is my old office at the old house since we moved down to Florida. Crazy concept here, but the Metro Atlanta area, not super expensive. The Central Florida area, one of the more, I mean, it's like one of the highest moved to areas in the country over the last like 3 or 4 years, pretty much since the pandemic. So as such, it's gotten really expensive to be here. So there's less house now, and as such, the business is at the publicly available address. But I still needed a home office to work on all the days that I'm not at the office. So there you go. There's my backlight. My backlight is my PC's monitor. How funny is that? But anyway, that's what this is. And since Grace is asleep at this point, and it's so late, this is the only place that I could film a vlog segment. Jinx, would you like to say hello to the vlog? Come here. Come here. Jinx is in full Muppet mode right now, vlog people. This is Muppet Jinx, and it's almost embarrassing. She's got a grooming appointment, don't judge me. But if you're like Jinx, you can't even see. It's tough. It's tough with brows like that, but it is, a tiny part of me enjoys it when she's like this, because she's so soft. There's so much, she's like an 11-pound schnauzer, but there's so much fluff to her that, especially when she's clean, like fresh out of the shower, oh man, she's just like a really delightful. I mean, Grace says she's basically a plushie at this point, and it's kind of hard to argue with her. She's very plush. I like to call this Muppet Jinx. This is when she's a Muppet. Muppet Jinx. Anyway, we ended up getting the business kind of tightened up. Like, obviously it was a mess. And I think that it's funny that I'm like, look at the business. It's a huge mess. We're in the process of fixing that. And now you're seeing my office, which is sort of a result of some of the overflow from the business being a mess. So my office is also a mess. There's 2 chairs in here, and I don't even want to show you what a disaster some of these spots behind me are, because I have a relatively large Magic collection. Yeah, I was going to try to say something to diminish that statement, but the honest to goodness truth is I've been playing Magic for 15, 16 years now, and so like it's just, there's a lot of it. Similar to the Snap, right? It's like I have standard decks from like 2010, 2011, where it never made sense to take them apart. They're probably worth, $150, but then you have to take them apart, and if you take them apart, then you'll never play them again because nobody's ever going to play that format again. hence the keeping it for nostalgia's sake. I don't even know. Nostalgia is a weird thing. They call us the nostalgia generation. But the bottom line is we got a lot of IKEA furniture. We tightened up a bunch of stuff. We did end up binning a good chunk of stuff. We added some other stuff for the business, and it's just tough. Forward progress is hard, and it's slow going, it feels like. But it is in a better place, and thank goodness it's stable and in a better place. And I worked all day today because Grace, fun fact about Disney cast members is they get low notice, insane discounts on the cruise line. And if you've never been on a Disney cruise, I actually don't know if I can in good faith recommend them, because while they are wonderful, they're exorbitantly overpriced as far as a product goes on the cruising market, unless you get a discount through one of the many ways to do it. Some people use the timeshare like DVC, but in our case, Grace has offered these low, like insanely discounted experiences, and so she booked us one of those as like a surprise. And then the real treat there is that once the fare has been lowered so much, I don't think she's supposed to talk explicitly about like when this happens, how low the fares get, but once the fare has been lowered that much, adding additional people to a stateroom is actually even less than the already lowered fare. It's like a percentage. Sometimes it's 75%, sometimes it's even lower. So we're going to bring Pat with us, which will be the first time we've ever taken Pat on a cruise with us, and I think that'll be great. So it's kind of like hey man, things have been really rough for you at work recently, so I got us a Disney cruise, and also you get to bring your best friend. So I needed to make a segment in my office kind of explaining what's been going on, and also that like maybe we will even vlog on the cruise, and as a fun change of pace, you'll get to see me relaxed and or happy. That doesn't happen very often, so gosh, wouldn't it be great if they both happened at the same time? I'll take a book with me. I'm currently reading The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, who is a Mormon, which is not great, and a lot of that is really bleeding into the writing, but I'm pretty confident it's Luke from Out of Dart's favorite book or series, and so he and I did an exchange where I was like, I will read The Stormlight Archive if you read Lies of Locke Lamora. So we're trading, I guess, high fantasy with one another, and Scott Lynch is incredible, but he's not making any more books, and Brandon Sanderson makes too many books, so it's a real catch-22 if Luke likes it. I don't know where he'll get more of it, and I don't know. This is supposed to be Sanderson's best work, so hopefully this is enough Sanderson for me to get through. I did get the bad end of the trade because each one of the Stormlight books is like 1,000 pages, and I did not do that to Luke. Lies of Locke Lamora is, I think, a little over 300, so a far more digestible experience. But this is my office. It should be no surprise that we ended up opening up a card shop because, let's be real, I have half the inventory that we needed here. We desperately need to hire somebody who has knowledge of how to do digital singles. That's the one thing that we're not doing. We're really good at sealed product. I spent a good chunk of today actually picking up another distributor for the business going into 2026, because if you don't know anything about card stores, a huge part of what you do, and it doesn't feel good for somebody who's used to like creating value, is you create value in that you create a wonderful play space for your community, and you foster a competitive and organized play environment that's good for the game and good for the hobby. But why does that seem familiar? But you're a middleman. I mean, you get a fixed price from glorified scalpers, which buy it directly from manufacturers. So games companies make things, send them to distributors, and the distributors fix the price and send it to game stores. So we're not even really the middleman. We're like the second middleman before it gets to the customer, which is pretty rough. But the way that you get around that, the way that you capture quote unquote more value, is with a singles inventory. And the issue is that when I used to do that, that was entirely like an institutional knowledge thing. And now, much like everything has changed. Everything is digital, and a lot of it is algorithmically supplemented. So I am not as familiar with how you do like singles database inventory, and we'll lose in the long run if we try entering cards into inventory like one at a time. Like if we were like, oh, okay, I want to sell a Sephiroth, and so I will type Sephiroth and list a near mint copy, and this is the price. Like, we'll lose our shirt if that winds up being somebody's full-time thing at the store. So that's another challenge. I'm building a Shopify site specifically for the game store, just because it seems like those two will mesh well. We need a platform that we can sell directly on, but that's that. However, like I said, it's a little past 1 a.m. actually at this point. I got back around midnight. I showered, I shaved, I threw a swimsuit and some stuff in a bag so that I'd be packed and ready for the cruise. And we're looking forward to that. So tomorrow at 8 a.m. The only downside to this one, and part of the reason that it was so much cheaper than all the others, is this one is sailing from the southern port in Florida. And a large portion of the audience on this channel is international. So Florida, as you well know, is the home of Disney, but also Florida is really long, and it has multiple cruise ports, and one of them is super duper close to Disney. It's like 45, 50 minutes away from Disney, very accessible. And one of them is 4 hours away. That's the one we're going to, the one that is a hike. But again, like, we're very lucky. We could just drive, as opposed to like some poor people have to fly to this itty bitty airport that serves the not the Canaveral one. Which one are we going to? It's just north of Miami. One of those. See, I'm not a local. I don't know all of the town names yet or the port names, but that is what we're up to. And again, just I wanted to make something to kind of transition from that video into this video, and really I'm just forcing myself to be like, all right, get in the habit, start vlogging again. Got to start making content again. And hopefully they're better. I don't know. I had multiple really good phone calls from people who, I guess it stands to reason that the people who would watch vlogs that haven't been active in 5 years are also people who might or might not have my personal phone number. So that was very, very kind. If you're one of those people, thank you for reaching out. If you left a comment on that video, bro, those were all very nice. There was one mean one that I deleted, but the others were all very, very kind. Thank you so much. And hopefully in the next episode, which I don't know if I'll be able to upload because I hate it's like such a silly thing, but it's like $20 a day to have internet on the boat, and half of the joy of being on the boat is not having internet. I've set the business up so that it can run for 3 days without me. So I'd like to just be out of touch. But I think we stop in the Bahamas. I should be able to upload a video in the Bahamas. What a terrible thing to have to do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'll see you guys on the boat. Bye.